Good morning, students. Class 10th, subject IT, subject code 402, and today's our topic is communication barriers. Barriers means an obstacle, and a communication barrier is an obstacle that prevents the receiver from receiving and understanding the message that has been sent by a sender. In a communication, there are several elements. Two major element is one sender and receiver. So, by any objection, by any obstacle, if a sender is not able to get, or if a sender is not able to send a message to receiver, then that objection, that obstacle is known as communication barrier. So these barriers can be of any type that we will see in our coming lines. So these barriers may be internal barriers or external barriers also. If a message is not understood clearly, it may lead to communication gap, causing confusion and misunderstanding. So, here we will see what are the barriers related to formation of message. First one, barriers related to the formation of message is lengthy or complicated messages. If your message is too lengthy and complicated, then it is a barrier related to formation of message. For example, what vocabulary you are using, it is so tough instead of simple words, then the person is not able to understand where you want to say, then outcome will not come, or we can say the communication will be stop. Sometimes the vocabulary used in a conversation is too difficult, too complicated to understand, or a sentence may be too long for one to perceive its meaning. This factor can cause a communication barrier. Next one is linguistic issues. If there is no common language, then it is also a barrier related to formation of message. The interference which occur due to accent, speech disorder, or symbols having multiple and often completely different meaning can affect the communication process. You are using such type of words or symbols in your communication that is multi-meaning. So what you want to say maybe receiver not interpret in same manner. So it will lead communication barrier or barrier related to formation of message. Additionally, the lack of proficiency in the language affects the interpretation of the task or of the message as well. These issues are also known as semantic issues. Next one is inconsistent tone or nonverbal communication. As we know, tone is a factor of communication. What is tone? Words derived their power from the way they are spoken. The tone of the speaker helps to create an impact on the listeners. It reflects the attitude and the emotions of the speaker. Listener appreciate a cheerful and pleasant tone. As a listener, what we are appreciating? A cheerful tone, an energetic tone. Thus, one should always be particular and use an appropriate tone while speaking. Another factor of communication is pitch also. What is pitch? Pitch refers to the loudness and softness of a speaker's voice. One should always speak in clear, slow, and conversational tone in order to be an effective communicator. And here is non-verbal communication. What is non-verbal communication? Means instead of word, we are using some body movement prompts such as Non-verbal communication happens in the absence of any oral or composed words. Instead of written or oral words, it depends on different non-verbal prompts like body movement, gesture, facial expression, then symbols, images, and sometimes we are using signal charts also, and so on to express sentiments, attitudes, or information. In non-verbal communication can effectively convey numerous human emotions more accurately than verbal methods of communication, although no words are used. But non-verbal can represent, convey numerous human emotions such as happiness, sadness, anger, and fear. Easily we can show with the help of our facial expressions. So these all are non-verbal communication. Now, you have read earlier that communication is both verbal and non-verbal. If the body language or tone used while communicating is not correct, it will create barriers. In verbal or oral communication, our tone, pitch, pace, gesture, eye contact, posture, facial expressions, etc. enhance communication if applied well. They can also distort communication if not matched with the message. A simple message of congratulation can be communicated honestly or sarcastically depending on the facial expression or tone of the voice. Now, types of barrier. First one is our internal barrier. These barriers occur due to some inherent traits or the frame of mind of the communicators. Factors responsible for internal barriers include intense emotions, poor listening skills, prejudice, different viewpoints, or different cultural background. First, here you can see these types of barriers which are related to our state of mind or some other internal issues are called internal barriers, such as fatigue, disinterest, or excitement. Sometimes the receiver may be too excited, tired, or the topic of conversation may not be interesting for the receiver. This may result in a lack of attention to what the sender is stating. Poor listening skill. This is our second internal barrier. Poor listeners do not attend carefully to all the information being given by the speaker, that is, both verbal and non-verbal signals, including intonation and body language. Emotional barrier. Some people find it difficult to express their emotion appropriately during communication. For example, a worried person cannot communicate properly, and an angry recipient cannot understand the message correctly. Thus, at the time of communication, both the sender and the receiver need to be in the right frame of mind psychologically. Suppose you want to speak, you want to convey a message, but you are crying. So, the accent, the proper pronunciation of words will not be clear. So, it can be create misunderstanding or it will be a barrier of message framing. Next, prejudice. Okay, before prejudice, here is differences in percepting perceptions and viewpoint. Differences in perceptions and viewpoint. The receiver may not look at things the same way as the person who is communicating. This causes communication gaps because there is a disagreement between the sender and the receiver. What is your viewpoint? Receiver is not able to accept that, or it not accepting your viewpoints, though in that condition communication gap will create. Next one is prejudice or bias. Bias against a particular person may lead to false assumption. and cause miscommunication. Prejudice is a negative character. For example, if you do not like somebody personally, even if he is saying something in your favor, you may not believe him. The mistrust that you have against that person has caused a barrier between the two of you. Cultural differences. Social interactions varies in different cultures. What may seem like an appropriate gesture in one culture might be inappropriate in other. For example, making eye contact is considered a good communication technique in the US, but in most Asian countries, making eye contact with a senior person is considered to be disrespectful. So, according to culture, communication is also change. Next one, external barriers. External barriers occur due to factors we have no control over and are outside our body and mind. Factors like noise, different time zones and distance, faulty communication equipments or technologies, physical disabilities, and physical barriers preventing us from observing non-verbal communication are some of the causes for this type of barriers. It is a general experience that while you are talking on a cell phone and the signal is weak, it becomes difficult for you to hear what your friend is trying to convey. These types of barriers are called external barriers. Due to poor signal, your communication is not completed. So, here we can see these type of barriers are called external barriers. Some points related to external barriers. First one is noise and other distraction. These prevents the message from being heard correctly. One may miss an important part of the communication and misunderstand due to these barriers. Physical barriers between communicators. Technological problem with equipment used for communication is a physical barrier. Okay, technological problems with equipment used for communication is a physical barrier. For example, weak signal or a faulty handset may prevent proper contact and cause dissatisfaction and irritation among the people communicating. Additionally, the distance between the sender and receiver or different time zones can also create problems in communication. Different time zone means your time is not suitable according to the receivers. So sender and receiver is not in same time zone. You are in day and maybe the receiver in night time zone. So this is also a physical barrier between communicators. Next one is physical disabilities. Disabilities such as hearing problems or speech difficulties can become a barrier to communicate. Next one, physical barriers to non-verbal communication. You cannot see the non-verbal gesture, posture, and general body language when you are making phone calls or sending text messages. Hence, you are less effective than face to face communication. These barriers keep the message from getting through. One need to find ways to overcome these barriers. Let us now know about the measures that can be taken to overcome these barriers in the next topic. So next topic is related to measures to overcome the barriers of communication. Here we can say barriers become a root cause for many problems as they can hamper productive and effective communication. This might lead to poor relationship, loss of trust, misunderstanding, waste of time and energy, and other such undesirable outcomes. It is essential to overcome these barriers to ensure smooth and effective communication. So, overcoming barriers related to the formation of the message. So, what are the points? Just we must keep in mind to overcome barriers related to the formation of the message. First one is keep it simple. What was the first problem? That due to lengthy and complicated message. So what is the solution of this? That keep it simple. Use simple language, use simple sentences, and it must be shorter. Message should be simple and appropriate to serve the purpose of communication. Communication must be clear and precise to ensure better understanding. One must avoid using complicated terminology during a discussion. Next one is using correct language. So if there is a barrier due to linguistic issue, then solution is using correct language. By using the appropriate language, the sender can ensure that the receiver correctly interprets the meaning of the message being conveyed. We could use interpreters and translators or digital language translators when it comes to communicating in unknown or lesser known languages. Third point, using appropriate body language. If one barrier is there in formation of message, inconsistent tone or nonverbal communication, then solution is using appropriate body language instead of inconsistent tone and nonverbal communication. The sender should use correct gesture, facial expression, and body posture while talking. The receiver should use nonverbal sign which include smiling, making eye contact, nodding at appropriate time, and avoiding distractions. These nonverbal cues convey the message that you are interested in what the speaker has to say and that your attention is fully invested. Next point is overcoming internal barriers. So now how we can overcome. The last point was related to overcoming related to formation barriers related to formation of message. Now here is overcoming internal barriers. How we can overcome from internal barriers. Internal barriers are caused due to one's state of mind and some inbuilt characteristics or personality. Hence, one has to make a conscious efforts to overcome them. What are these efforts? Be sensitive and empathetic. The sender must make sure that the receiver is in the right frame of mind and be confident of having the attention and interest of the receiver. Develop good listening skills. Giving proper attention without interrupting the sender and without making any distraction are essential listening skills that lead to effective communication. It is said also a good listener can be a good speaker only. Active listening is a skill that can be acquired and developed with practice. This skill can be difficult to master and command, and therefore takes time and patience. It means fully concentrating on what is being said rather than just hearing the message of the speaker. Active listening involves listening with all the sense. Next, develop trust. If you want to overcome from internal barriers, then develop trust. Mutual trust between the sender and the receiver helps in reducing perception errors. Keep your emotions in check. Being in a balanced frame of mind while communicating helps to create trust. if a receiver respond with criticism, if a receiver responds with criticism, the sender should not overreact or become defensive, but instead consider the feedback as purposeful as possible. So keep your emotions in check to overcome from internal barriers. Next one is do not assume. Assumptions should not be held against a person who is communicating. It is necessary to be open minded while communicating. Be unbiased and fair. Do not hold prejudice or be judgmental about people when communicating. Go on the basis of facts only. Respect other cultures. Sensitivity and understanding should be developed towards others' cultures, especially while communicating in a different culture environment. These are the points for overcoming internal barriers. Next points are related to overcoming external barriers. What is external barriers? External barriers means occur due to factors we have no control over and our outside our body and mind. Such type of barriers are known as external barriers. Factors like noise, different time zone and distance, faulty communication equipments or technologies, physical disabilities, and physical barriers preventing us from observing nonverbal communication are some of the causes of external barriers. So, how to overcome these external barriers? Just see the points. Overcoming external barriers require a change in the environment we are communicating in, which includes the use of appropriate equipment or facilities. First, use proper communication channel. Communication means what? We know that communication is a process which involves sharing of information, opinions, ideas, and beliefs between two or more persons through a continuous activity of speaking, listening, and understanding. Communication is a two-way process. A communication is a two-way process, and effective communication is a communication between two or more people where the intended message is successfully delivered, received, and understood. So, how we can overcome from this external barrier? Use proper communication channel. Using proper infrastructure and equipment prevents noise and other distractions. For example, ensure that you have a good pen while writing a message, or the telephone line that you are using is in working condition. Then these are our communication channel. Find alternate means of communication to overcome psychological problems. To overcome physiological problem. Physical disabilities should be taken into consideration and handled sensitively. Appropriate means of communication such as sign language, written communication, or hearing aids should be used in such situations. To find alternate means of communication to overcome physiological problems. Next one is go through the notes. Here we can see more problems, some more tips while coming out of overcoming external barriers. So after two, here third one is use emojis while texting, because while communication we cannot show our facial expression. So to overcome that, use emojis. Emojis are icon. Emotional icons are known as emojis. Use emotional icons or emoticons to express feelings during messaging helps to overcome some of the limitations of texting. And next is seeking feedback. One common and effective way to overcome all the different types of communication barriers is seeking feedback from the receiver. What is feedback? Means a response from the receiver side to sender. A response can be positive also or negative also. Means we can say the feedback can be negative also and positive also. If the feedback is positive, mean to say that communication will go longer, and if the feedback is negative, means communication will be close or needed to change the topic of communication. So one common and effective way to overcome all the different types of communication barrier is seeking feedback from the receiver. A skilled communicator must be aware of the communication barriers and try to reduce their impact by continuously checking the perception of the message sent and by encouraging the receivers to give appropriate feedback to ensure that the message was delivered as intended. Most of the personal, professional, and social problems can be overcome by maintaining a clear, appropriate, and unambiguous communication. All that is needed uh, in some effort on our part to identify and avoid the barriers to effective communication to make our lives and the lives of those around us, to make our life and the lives of around us better. It is very important. uh, all that is needed is some effort on our part to identify and avoid the barriers to effective communication, to for what to make our lives and the lives of those around us better. So with these topics, here is the completion of chapter. Now just go through the recap of the chapter. What is the recap? See the recap of the chapter. A communication barrier is an obstacle that prevents the receiver from receiving and understanding the message that has been sent by a sender. If a message is not understood clearly, it may lead to communicate gaps or communication gaps, causing confusion and misunderstanding. Barriers related to the message that is being communicated occur due to problems in the composition or formation of the message itself. The factors that cause barriers related to the message being conveyed include lengthy messages, language problems, innotations issues, or the non-verbal communication issue used. Internal barriers occurs due to some inherent traits or the frame of mind of the communicators. Factors responsible for internal barriers include intense emotions, poor listening skills, prejudice, different viewpoints, or different cultural backgrounds. External barriers occurs due to factors we have no control over and are outside our body and mind. Factors like noise, different time zones and distance, faulty communication equipments or technologies, physical disabilities, and physical barriers preventing us from observing nonverbal communication are some of the causes of external barriers. Do the homework given here. Here is assessment time. These all are solved examples. Here you can see hints are given, answer given. These are solved problems. At the end, I given you, or it is mentioned in our book also, unsolved section. you will do unsolved section only. MCQs will be in book only. No need to do in notebook, and do MCQ in book. And unknown and this one unsolved you will do in your notebook. So that's all for this session. Have a good day. Thank you.